Yeah, sometimes when I'm on a mobile device, I have to wait 7 seconds because it starts late.
But it does that right there.
Yeah, I know.
So are we live?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We're
All right.
back.
We're back. We're good.
Thank you, Michaela.
The connection was unstable, so we had to restart it. Let's see if we can get y'all back in here. And I want to find out where we left off.
Let's just, I don't think you got very far in that reading. So, okay, good. Who you're doing the reading for is back here in the comments. So, what is the last thing you heard? I think, yeah, Michaela said you just started it. So let's just completely give you a new timestamp. And yes, we are still accepting, is that Noli? Is that Noli from New York?
Oh.
No, I don't know if that's you or not.
She
I'm not
pops
seeing
in
you
and out every
in
now
forever. Heard from you.
She pops in and out every now and then.
All right. Well, Aaron Blaze 4:15. I'm going to give you a new timestamp starting right now. So, sorry about that. So let me just reread the question. It just says, I've been doing a lot of work to stay away from my ex, Earth sign. Am I where I am supposed to be on my journey right now?
Okay. Let's see if the same thing comes through. A lot of times when something like that happens, it's because either I'm giving the wrong message or the message changes. Not always, though. But let's see if the same thing comes through. World card reversed. So, yeah, that I would imagine, and I know I already said this, but it kind of sounds like you may have been on and off with your ex, and the Temperance reversed. Yeah, see, same card that kept coming out. So yeah, we got the same message here. Yes, not only are you where you're supposed to be on your path, but I do think that you have a higher calling, as it were. And where you are on your path is preparing you for that. So that's the good news, but I don't know if you would call this bad news, but there's probably still quite a few more challenges and obstacles to go on your path. And it's going to turn you into a completely different version of yourself. I am thinking, though, that this was a contract that was completed a long time before it ended. And that's probably, I think that's going to do you more than you think if you're on and off with somebody. And so, again, correct me if I'm wrong, but it kind of sounds like there's somebody who keeps coming back into your life and you're working on putting your foot down. Just learning how to do that in and of itself will change you in so many different areas of your life. That in and of itself, learning how to put your foot down and set those hard boundaries that are hard to set will turn you into a different person just by itself. So let me see what the second spread says here. Same overall energy. World card reversed. So, yeah, even though I don't really think this was a contract that, I think it was completed long before it ended, but that didn't mess up your path. It didn't knock you off path. So, yeah, when you have a higher calling like that, the first thing that has to happen is the universe has to knock you down to rock bottom, and break you until you just surrender. And then that's when the universe can start helping put you back together. Because once you surrender like that, when you're down at that rock bottom place where it's just like, I don't even have the energy to fight this. I don't have the energy to try to control anything. Universe, dude, just you take the fucking wheel. Then that's when it may take a little bit, but, later on down the line, when you look back in retrospect, you'll see that was the moment that everything started to change for you. It may not make a whole lot of sense yet, but it will. So to answer your question directly, yes, you absolutely are exactly where you're supposed to be. And I would recommend that you keep doing what you can to stay away from the person, because every time you try to go back and do things your way, the universe is going to kick you back down to rock bottom again, and that'll continue, you know? So, all right.
All right. So next we have Anonymous. Would it be a good idea to reach out to the past person or just leave it?
Death card reversed. Well, it depends on why you want to reach out to the person. Because this cycle, as it were, has not been closed out, and there is a karmic tie. And I do think that there is still some uncleared karma. Now, from an energetic perspective, I would imagine that if you're wanting to reach out to the past person, you're probably wanting to see if a reconciliation attempt can happen. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but usually that's why people want to reach out to somebody. Now, even if you do want, well, actually, it doesn't matter what you want to do. It doesn't matter if you want to move forward and find somebody new or go back and reconcile with somebody from the past. You still have to wipe the slate clean of all that old energy. You still have to clear the air and just clean the old energy and close the old cycle out. And that's something that both people have to do internally. You know, you are the only one who can find your closure, and they are the only ones who can find their closure. So if the two of you can agree to close that out, wipe the slate clean and start new and start fresh, then a reconciliation attempt would have a higher chance for success. Let me see what the second spread says. Two of Swords. So, yeah, that's kind of a layered question there. Karmic wheel again. Kind of a layered question there. There is uncleared karma. So technically there's still unfinished business. There's still work that needs to be done between the two of you. But right now, as it stands, the two of you are going to really have to come together as a team in order to work that out successfully. Now, if the two of you can, there's potential for a life partnership here. But if the two of you are not on the same page at the same time, working towards the same goal, then the best thing that you could do is clear it out, you know. But even if you do just leave it, that's still a karmic tie. So I would, if I was you, I would shoot a closure message and just see what the response is. And you have to go into it with no expectations. Just shoot the closure message, see how they respond, and then base what you're going to do beyond that on how they respond. That's the way I would handle that.
All right, next is for Moon Mama. Thank you, Rich. I absolutely love your tarot school videos. They help me so much. What do you see coming in for love for me, and when? Currently single.
When is really, really hard to say. Because usually that's not really timed out like that. I can see what's due to come in next, but when is really, really hard to say. I'm not saying that never happens. Sometimes when something is going to happen can be predicted. but that's kind of rare, honestly. Most of the time, it's usually a lot more general. But let me just see what's due to come in next.
She says she understands time is fluid.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, and it's deeper than that too. It has to do with energy, you know, because like say for example, your divine life partner is due to come in, and that's all that's left. But you're still energetically attached to your ex. Well, then that could stretch on for another 2 or 3 years. But if you let go of it this year, then you could probably attract that person in the next 12 months. You see what I'm saying? So time is very fluid, plus energy is very tricky with the way it behaves. And we as individuals, some people are better at manipulating their own energy than others. There's a lot that goes into it. But let me just see what's due to come in next. Death card. Okay. Nine of Swords. King of Cups. There you go. Okay. But the Nine of Cups is reversed. Okay. So the good news is I'm not seeing any miscellaneous contracts due to come in. But still a little bit of Nine of Cups reversed energy there. I feel like the next person due to come in could be at any time in 2025. But not really while you're waiting on it. See, I don't know if you got any of my other courses, like my Attracting Your Life Partner or Manifesting Financial Abundance, but and this is the hardest thing about manifesting. The hardest thing about manifesting is that thinking about it, waiting on it, looking for it, will block it. Will block it. Completely block it. And there's science behind that. And that's where in my financial abundance course, I had the actual science behind how manifestation works, the quantum physics. So that's not just something that happens sometimes. There's literal quantum physics behind why looking for it, waiting for it. Now, here's the question. Let me dig that a little bit deeper. When somebody is looking for or waiting for a relationship, why are they looking for it and waiting for it? Because they're not vibrating at a frequency of abundance. When you're vibrating at the frequency of abundance from within, the likelihood that you're going to be looking for a relationship is lower than when you're vibrating at a frequency that more along the lines resonates with loneliness. So when you're vibrating at a frequency that resonates with loneliness, the situations and scenarios that manifest in your life are going to complement the frequency of loneliness. If you do bring a person into your life, that person will also complement the frequency of loneliness. And then the relationship will eventually end up complementing the frequency of loneliness. That's the in a nutshell version. Let me see what the next spread says here. But I mean, the good news is that the next person that is due to come in, potential life partnership, long-term stable commitment. I'm not seeing anything miscellaneous due.
That's good.
The King of Cups and the Empress there.
She says that I'm almost complete in myself. Someone will have to be amazing. My energy is sacred now. I love that so much. Good. You're like in your own energy and not just going to settle for anything. Like that is so powerful.
Yeah. And that's the part that's so hard to explain is that it doesn't mean just go be alone. It doesn't mean shut everybody out of your life. It doesn't mean avoid people. It means that when you're coming from that place of abundance from within, you're much more picky about the energy that comes into your life. You can tell what somebody's intentions are. You know, you can much more easily read if somebody is on some bullshit or if their energy is just fucked up, you know. So hard to explain, but yeah, no, I think that if you did have any karma, you cleared it and completed it. Honestly, at any given time, I mean, it could happen at any given time in 2025. I would be surprised if you made it through 2026. There would be something seriously wrong there.
Then you're being too damn picky. No, just kidding.
Mm.
I'm totally kidding.
Yeah, well, no, and that's the thing, because that does happen sometimes. Sometimes I'll get a client on a Zoom call that has taken my advice, but and I blame myself for it because I don't think I word it right. Where the way that I explained it in the past kind of sounds like I'm saying just go be by yourself and go be alone and just don't let anybody come into your life. And that's not what I'm saying. And it's so hard to word. It's so hard to explain.
I have a feeling that, you know, who you're doing the reading for right now, I have a feeling like she gets what you're saying. Like, I have a strong feeling like she gets it. You know what I mean? Like, you're explaining it well. Yeah. I'm trying to say, like, it is coming out right, what you're saying. Don't like overthink it, because I think your message is coming out clear.
Cool.
Because, yeah, we know don't go be alone forever. You have your better judgment.
Yeah.
So, all right, 1 second. All right, so how are you doing? Are you wanting
I'm good.
A break in like 20 minutes or? Because in about 20 minutes, it would have been 2 hours. Because we were on the last live for like an hour and a half. Or we were on there for an hour and 20.
If we do a break now, let's make it like 30 minutes. Come back at 1:30. What?
I've never heard you say that ever.
What do you mean?
You wanted to take a 30-minute break?
Well, you said 20 minutes.
What? Oh, you want to go for 30 more minutes and then take a break?
Oh, maybe I didn't hear you right.
I said our last live that we just did, it was about an hour and a half. So if we go for 30 more minutes or if we go for 20 more minutes on this live, it's going to be a total of 2 hours. And we usually go 2 hours and then we break. Do you want a break in 20 minutes?
I misheard you. I thought you were saying let's take a 20-minute break.
No.
Okay.
I was like, when have you ever just wanted a 30-minute break?
I don't, but I was going to say, all right, well, let's fucking do it then. But okay, I misheard you.
So in 20 minutes, would you like to take our break and then come back for our, part 3 now, since we had to do this?
Yep.
All right, so we'll let you guys know where we're going to stop, but we are still going to be accepting orders during the live and during our break, and we're going to come back for a part 3 later. So we'll just continue. I don't know when we're going to stop exactly as of right now.
So. Right about the 35-40 minute mark somewhere, maybe. You said.
Wait, did I mess up something? Because how did we go from? Oh yeah, I guess that's right. Okay. I feel like I just time warped and like missed a bunch of time. All right, this is for Jess Silver Girl. Says, hi, Rich. In a recent Zoom, you advised my person of 2 years, age 73, didn't have a third party. Since then, he hooked up with a 20-year-old behind my back.
Damn.
I'm not speaking to him. How is he feeling? Has our contract ended? / is he in a new one?
I remember
Virgo / Leo.
I remember you. Yeah. I remember that. I do remember that. Let me try to think back on that. If I remember correctly, let me think on that, because I do remember that. Because wasn't he like talking to a young girl? And if I remember correctly, he was talking to her, but wasn't like successfully actually with her. You know, like something like that. Like it wasn't an actual third party. It was like a third energy, but not like a third party.
Like it was a possibility or something?
What's that?
Was it like a possibility, but it wasn't anything that they've done yet?
Something like that, yeah. If I remember correctly, what it was he was talking to somebody, but I don't remember if she didn't have actual interest in being with him and was just trying to use him. Or if he was, I don't remember what it was, but it wasn't, they weren't like successfully actually together. But if I remember correctly, I think it came up in his intentions that did it come up in his intentions that he would? I don't remember. I do remember that situation though. I do remember that. Let me see.
I don't think she's in the chat either, so.
Ten of Pentacles reversed. Magician reversed. Oh, okay. So, well, I mean, I do think that he has feelings for you, but so here's what I'm wondering. How did you find out about this? Did he come straight forward and tell you, or did you find out by doing detective work? Because it almost kind of feels like he does have, there's so many mixed feelings here. He does have feelings for you. He regrets it, but he doesn't. How do I word that? Wow.
He regrets getting caught?
Well, I don't want to say that until I know how she found out.
Oh.
But it's like he knows that he did wrong. He's glad that he did it, and he regrets it at the same time. I don't know how to explain that. Have you ever done something that's wrong, and then the devil on your shoulder is happy, but the angel is upset?
No, because I'm not a psychopath.
I don't know any other way to word that. So it's like a big mix of a roller coaster of emotions, like so many different feelings at the exact same time. And honestly, I think it's kind of weighing on him and bothering him a little bit, because 73, still playing games, that will only get you so far. And it's not very far. Just to playing games, hooking up with young girls just because they want your money and shit like that. That's not going to get you very far. At the end of the day, it's empty.
So the person is 73?
Yeah.
Maybe he hooked up with the 20-year-old just to see for his own ego, oh yeah, I could still get that.
Well, yeah, I mean,
was that kind of what? I regret it because he still needed that as a.
Well, if I remember correctly, he's like a 73-year-old multi-millionaire and has young girls that he was talking to.
Oh.
So yeah, it's one of those situations where, wants to fuel his ego. I can still get that. But I mean, at the end of the day, he still has that little voice in the bottom of his mind that's saying, you didn't get shit. Your money got you that.
That is so true. Yeah. They didn't do that because of probably him.
Yeah. So that's where that paradoxical energetic phenomenon starts to come in when you start playing those games, is that. And
then he ended up hurting, her in the process too. Was it even worth it?
Yeah. So he's got a whole big roller coaster of emotions, blows up his ego a little bit, but then on the other hand, it's like, that had nothing to do with me really. And, I ruined something good, but he's a clusterfuck of emotions.
That makes more sense by the devil and the angel, what you're saying, because it's he wants to feel young and feel like he can still get that. So he feels like he stroked his ego on that part, but then on the other hand, the hurt that may have caused you is probably hurting him too.
Yeah. And if I remember correctly on that Zoom call too, that I said, if he does end up doing that, let me know. If I remember correctly.
Well, this is her probably letting you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so then the question was, how is he feeling? Has our contract ended / is he in a new one?
I can't really look at what he's doing now in his personal life, but I don't think this is a completed contract. No, I don't think so. I don't think it was supposed to come to an end like that. So now it's technically, I don't remember or know if it was karma before you came together, but it's a karmic time now. So if he is engaging in any kind of contract with anybody right now, it's not a pre-birth contract. So basically all he's doing is creating karma if he's still playing those games, So, he's probably going to be back in the next lifetime, creating all kinds of messes in this life.
All right, so let's do this. You want to do this one, and then
Okay.
and then do part 2 after this.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, so we're gonna do Robert right now, and then after Robert, we're gonna take a break, and then we'll come back for a part 3 at what time do we do? 4
4.
4 p.m. Pacific time. All right, so Robert's question is Alexandra my soulmate, and will I hear from her again? No contact.
Well, she's a soulmate, I can tell you that. Every person who has ever made their way into your life is a very near and dear soulmate. But I know what you mean. I think what you're asking is she your divine life partner? Well, let's look at the soul contract. Two more shuffles, 2 more. Moon card, temperance. I think the primary reason, I don't know how long the 2 of you were together. Usually this energy comes through for short-lived relationships. Not always. I've seen a couple of exceptions to that. But the primary reason why you connected with this person was to drastically alter the trajectory of your life path. That was the main reason why the 2 of you connected. Your path is changing drastically just because the 2 of you connected and the 2 of you are quantum entangled energetically. So this person is a very near and dear member of your soul family. Very near and dear, but I'm not convinced that this person is supposed to play a long-term permanent role in your life. But I think you all have in previous lifetimes. And that's the reason why this feels so intense. It happens to everybody when you need to make a drastic change in your path. And it's so drastic that you probably wouldn't figure it out if left to your own devices. That's when the universe will bring somebody into your life that's one of your closest members of your soul family. And on an energetic level, basically, for the lack of a better analogy, they energetically hog tie you and drag you kicking and screaming down that path without you even knowing it. Let me see what the second spread says here. Oh, it's definitely going to lead you towards something. Let me just put it to you like this. When you do meet your divine life partner, I don't think it's this person, but when you do meet your divine life partner, I think you'll look back on her and laugh. Yeah, you'll look back on her and laugh, 100%. So, I mean, the 2 of you could reconnect. I don't know what separated the 2 of you, so I don't want to get too detailed on that. But if the 2 of you did reconnect, there would need to be a massive energetic overhaul to prevent the same cycle from looping around and repeating itself. So, I mean, anything's possible. I'm not the one to say that anything is impossible. But the only thing that I can really look at is the pre-birth contract was a temporary connection. So, okay.
Is that it?
Yep.
Okay. Well, we will be back at 4 p.m. Pacific time, and we will continue with part 3.
All right, y'all. We'll
Thank
see
you,
you in
everybody.
3 hours.
Bye.